So when I was 16, I met and fell in what I thought was love with a boy who was 18. Boy, was I wrong. He did me really dirty. And I learned my lesson. So I guess when I was 18, I wised up. And he dumped me for the very last time over something stupid. And I said, you know what? Fine. I won't go begging. At that point, I still didn't care. I didn't care. So I moved down to San Diego with my best friend. Came back, I don't know, about 6 months or so later. And things just picked right back up where I was. Except for this time I had met a guy and thought I loved him and married him. He needed a green card. I needed a place to stay. So it just worked out. But I thought I had loved him. So when we were divorcing, it got nasty. And I met someone else at the time who was like my hero, savior. Come to find out, he was not the person who I thought he was. And he hurt my family deeply. Anyway, when I was divorcing him, I met the absolute love of my life, Joe. I was around 25. Joe was around 31. And at first, our relationship was really rocky because he was doing drugs, hardcore drugs, to stay up at night for his film jobs. I don't like that at all. So when he finally decided to get sober, he told me we should break up for a few months because he didn't want me to be mixed up in that pain of him detoxing. I still kept in communication with him. It only took about a month. And even then, didn't act like we were separated at all. We talked every day. We even hung out. We texted a lot. A lot. So, we were like best friends. We were like two peas in a pod. I could tell him anything, and he could tell me anything. And that's the way we lived our life. Just anyway. Sorry, it gets harder. I still didn't care about myself. But this man loved me for everything that I am, everything I was going to be. He loved me. And I loved him. We often argued a lot. And we both argued with such passion. People would think we hated each other. But we didn't. We were so very in love. We were together for 13 years before he passed away unexpectedly. He asked me to marry him when we were 4.5 years into our relationship, and I said yes. It was a ridiculous wedding. We were in Las Vegas at the time. And he just asked me straight out, "You find a wedding chapel you like? Let's go get married." And of course, I said, okay. So we found this shirt for him. I got him married in one of the dresses I had. And we were looking everywhere for a ring for me. I told him, "Hey babe, I don't need a ring right now. Why don't we just go to the pawn shop and see what we can find for cheap?" Because I didn't need a ring from him right at the moment. We couldn't find him a ring with his big old sausage fingers. So we had to wait to get his anyway. I didn't care. I just couldn't wait to be married to this beautiful man. So we got married in a little Vegas chapel called Chapel of the Bells. It was so seedy. It was so terrible. And we laughed the whole time. The priest, pastor, whatever he was, officiant, just kept telling Joe, "You know this is a binding marriage, right? You know this is binding. It's a real marriage." Joe was like, "I know. I'm ready to marry her." So we got married, and we laughed the whole way through. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. This poor officiant couldn't even turn on the music. He couldn't figure it out. So he was half an hour late trying to figure out how to play the music that we walked down the aisle to. We went to Emerald's Fish House. And this is funny. I mean, we're so happy that we're married. We didn't look where it said Emerald's Fish House. We just wanted to go to Emerald's because it was Emerald's. So we got in the back way of the MGM Grand and we just see Emerald's. So we go to Emerald's. And it says on the menu there's only one steak. Only one not fishy item. So we're like, "Oh, this place has a lot of fish." We come out of there, and it says Emerald's Fish House. And we looked at each other and giggled like little schoolgirls. Because had we had seen that sign, we probably wouldn't have eaten there, as I'm allergic to fish. So we were having one of our favorite meals of the day at a fish house with the only steak on the menu. Now, Joe did not want family. He did not want to get married because he didn't think that his lifestyle would sustain any one of those things. And we got very lucky that it did. Okay, I'll be back.